friends, today I am going to teach IV cannulation. First, introduction. Intravenous cannulation is a technique in which a cannula is placed inside a vein to provide venous access. Venous access allows sampling of blood as well as administration of fluid, medication, parenteral nutrition, chemotherapy, and blood products. So it is a technique which a cannula is placed inside a vein, venous access. So venous access is a method used to assess the sampling of blood as well as administration of fluids, medication, parenteral, chemotherapy and blood products. Next definition. Intravenous cannula is a technique which is cannula is placed inside a vein to provide venous access. Intravenous cannula is a flexible tube which when inserted into the body is used either to withdraw fluid or insert medication. So the definition of IV cannulation is a flexible tube which is inserted into the body either to withdraw fluid or to insert medication. Next indication. Intravenous cannula is required in a broad range of clinical application. So its indications are, in this IV cannulation there are three clinical applications. First, therapeutic, second, diagnostic, third, emergency. Therapeutic. In this therapeutic application, it includes intravenous drug administration, intravenous hydration, transfusion of blood or blood component. In diagnostic, to administer the radio-opaque dye for scanning purpose. Emergency, to assess the patient who have the potential to become very unwell. To assess in patient who have the potential to become very unwell. Next, contraindication. Relative contraindications to insertion of an intravenous cannula to a specific site in the body includes infection, phlebitis, sclerosed vein, previous intravenous infiltration, burns or injury proximal to the insertion site, arteriovenous fistula in an extremity. Infection, phlebitis, sclerosed vein, previous intravenous infiltration, burns or injury proximal to the insertion site, arteriovenous fistula in an extremity. Surgical procedure affecting an extremity. Other contraindication may include difficulty in obtaining intravenous access. A patient with extreme dehydration, shocked render, collapsed peripheral veins. Insertion of a venous catheter or intravenous catheter, peripheral venous. Cut down may be required when access peripheral veins is impossible. Next, preparation. When in the treatment room, prepare your equipment on an appropriate equipment trolley. So, we must arrange our appropriate equipment trolley. Clean trolley and plastic tray with the appropriate aseptic agent, allowing to dry fully. Decontaminate your hands. We must clean trolley tray with the appropriate aseptic solution. So, thus this much must dry fully. Decontaminate your hands. Check expiry date of saline solution with another member of staff. Clean the top of saline vial with chlorhexidine, wipe and open. Check the expiry date of saline solution with another member of staff. Clean the top of saline vial with chlorhexidine, wipe and open. Draw up saline sterile syringe and discard the needle. Open the bionectar packaging, flush it and place in the tray. Gather the rest of equipment into the plastic tray on the trolley and move to the patient bedside. The equipments required are cannula pack, 2 chlorhexidine wipes, primed bionectar, saline-filled syringe, tourniquet, incopad, and sharps bin. Cannula pack should containing at least cannula, gauze, sterile dressing, absorbent pad, and cannula assessment record. Once the patient bedside, reconfirm the patient identification. Reconfirm the patient identification. Decontaminate your hands and position the patient arm underneath pillow with the in pad. So after decontaminate your hand, position the patient arm underneath pillow with the incopad. Apply the tourniquet, select a suitable vein, remove the tourniquet and carry on with the procedure. Apply the tourniquet after we get the suitable vein. Remove the tourniquet and start with the procedure. Next, positioning. When the selected site is an upper extremity, the patient should be placed in a supine position with the arm supported. While doing the procedure, patient must be in correct horizontal position with the arm supported. A comfortable position for the practitioner and proper lighting are important for successful intravenous cannulation. While doing the intravenous cannulation, the practitioner should be in comfortable position and proper lighting is important. Next, procedure. Tie the tourniquet with a half knot 8 to 10 cm above the target insertion site. So tie the tourniquet in with the half knot 8 to 10 cm above the target inserted site. Place the tourniquet flat against the skin and bring the tourniquet ends together, overlapping one another. When evaluating a vein, inspect and palpate the available veins. To palpate a vein, place one or two fingertips over the selected vein and gently apply pressure. Release the pressure to watch and feel the rebound of the vein on refilling. Once you have selected vein, clean the site with an antiseptic solution using a back and forth motion. So once we got the selected vein, clean the site with an antiseptic solution, that is spirit soap, using an back forth motion. Allow the area to dry completely and do not repalpate the area. Do not repalpate the area again. To prepare the catheter, inspect the cannula for any damage or contaminants. Spin the hub of the plastic cannula to verify that it moves easily off metal needle. Do not move the tip of the cannula over the bevel if metal needle, since this could damage the end of the needle. Do not move the tip of the cannula over the bevel of if the metal needle, since this could damage the end of the needle. Superficial hands are displaced easily and therefore need to be established. Use your non-dominant hand to apply traction to distal to the venipuncture site. If catheter is to placed in dorsal, grasp the patient's hand with your non-dominant hand finger beneath the palm. So when we are placing the catheter in dorsal, grasp the patient hands with our non-dominant hand finger beneath the palm. Pull down to flex the wrist and use your thumb to keep the skin taut. Pull down. The skin taut means stretched tight like a rope muscle or nerves. even nerves. If forearm selected, use your non-dominant hand to encircle the patient arm. Place your thumb on the skin distal to the venipuncture site and pull down. Always maintain a firm grip on the patient hand throughout the procedure. Always maintain a firm hold on the patient throughout the procedure. With your dominant hand, insert the catheter with the metal needle bevel up 5 to 30-degree angle through the skin and into the vein. Insert the catheter with our dominant hand with the metal needle bevel at 5 to 30-degree angle through the skin and into the vein. For superficial veins, lesser angle is required. Once the metal needle and plastic cannula are in the lumen, lower the catheter so that it almost parallel to the skin. Hold the end of the catheter with the thumb and the index finger of your dominant hand. Hold the end of the catheter with the thumb and index finger of your dominant hand. Maintain tension on the vein and the skin. Stabilize the needle and carefully advance the catheter into the vein. While maintaining the tension on the vein and the skin, stabilize the needle and carefully insert the catheter in the vein. When the catheter was entered the lumen, completely remove the tourniquet. Once the catheter has entered the lumen, completely remove the tourniquet. To prevent the blood loss from the plastic cannula, hub place the pressure over the proximal to the end of the catheter and place a gauze pad beneath the cannula hub. Remove the metal needle from the plastic cannula and dispose it. Remove the metal cannula from the plastic cannula and dispose it. Never attempt to reinsert the metal needle into the plastic cannula. Do not place the metal needle into the plastic cannula again. Doing so may shear off plastic cannula, releasing into the bloodstream, resulting in a possible embolus. Make sure tourniquet has been released and confirm that the cannula is patient after flushing with the normal saline. Check that there is no redness, swelling, leakage of or discomfort around the insertion site. Looping the tube may prevent from accidental displacement of the cannula. It is recommended to write the date and time of insertion to determine how long cannula has been placed. It is advocated write the date and time of insertion to decide how long cannula has been placed. To reduce the risk infection, continue to review the indications for peripheral intravenous catheterization and remove as soon as possible. When it is unsuccessful attempt, the subsequent attempt should be performed in a vein proximal to puncture site. Next, cannula types and size. We can see the different types of color like orange, grey, green, pink, blue, yellow, violet. So in color of orange, cannula gauge or diameter is 40 Gauge and it is used for adult. So its flow rate 240 ml minutes. Next, gray. In gauze, 60 gauze used for adult. In water flow, 180. Next, green. 80 gauze used for adult. In water flow, 90 ml minute. Pink, 20 gauze used for adult. Used for adult. 60 ml gauze. Blue, 22 gauze used for adult, 36 ml minute. Yellow, 24 gauze used for infants and neonates. Water flow, 20 ml minutes. Violet, 26 gauze neonates. Water flow rate is 30 ml minute. Actions. Next. Intravenous cannulation is a technique which is a cannula is placed inside a vein to provide venous access. Venous valves encourage unidirectional flow of blood and prevent pooling blood in dependent portions of extremities. They also can impede the passage of catheter through and into a vein. These venous valves motivate unidirectional flow of blood and stop combining of blood in dependent portion of the extremities. They also can obstruct the passage of a catheter through and into a vein. Next, IV cannulation for children means from 1 year. A flashback of blood may not occur for small veins and 24 gauge cannula. This flashback for small children may not occur because veins are small and their cannula is 24 gauge. Once vein advance the needle and cannula slowly a further 2 to 3 mm along the line of the vein before advancing the cannula of needle. Once in vein move along the needle and cannula slowly a further 2 to 3 mm along the line of the vein before advancing cannula of needle. Secure the hub of the cannula at the skin entry point either by holding it down or asking the assistant to place tab across. Dispose of sharps appropriately. Form the hub of the cannula at the skin entry point or by holding it down or by asking the assistant to place tab across. Dispose of sharps. Throw away of sharps properly. Next, IV cannulation for infants. Stabilize vein below the site of insertion and pull the skin taut. Hold cannula at the sides to allow view of flashback chamber. Insert cannula smoothly through the skin at above the 10% angle with the point of introducing down and bevel up. If cannula is completely removed through the skin, a new cannula must be used. Stable the vein below the site of the insertion and pull the skin tightly. Hold the cannula at the sides to view the flashback chamber. The cannula must be inserted smoothly to the skin at 10% angle down and bevel up. If cannula is completely removed through the skin, then new cannula must be used.